You think you will live 80 years, or 100 years, or 200 years. But when it comes to the topic of this video, it doesn't really matter even if you live 500 years. Because what I'm going to talk about is how you spend this time and how to live the most. And my word choice is especially intentional here because I mean to talk specifically about the experience and not the absolute time. A part of my video is going to be based on this book. I recently finished it and it is a very interesting book, so stay tuned, and without further ado, let's get to the topic. So first of all, I'm going to talk about the problematics of this video. I think Minecraft is the simplest analogy, because what you have is an experience score, and it does not depend on the amount of hours spent, but it does depend on the different stuff you do, on some achievements you make, and the experience you have. Some players earn it faster, some slower, and it's just the flow of the game. And you can earn the experience points in many different ways, so the plot itself isn't fixed. When it comes to the real life, something I think many of us have experienced is talking to someone way older than yourself and realizing that they do not actually have that much experience, or at least that this experience doesn't really equate to the number of the circles they have made around the sun. And it sort of leaves you in this confused state of mind because you expected this person to be way more experienced or way more wise, intelligent, etc. And while you probably want to live a fulfilled and hopefully long life, the catch is that you do not really know how much time you have. And it is especially apparent in situations like mine when I live in Ukraine, and obviously I do not know whether I have the tomorrow. And what's even more important is that in the developed countries the situation doesn't differ much, and the car accident statistics is very evident of that. So even if you do your absolute best to live the longest, there are still many unpredictable factors that can shorten your life. Oh no, my page. But with that being said, there are multiple ways of maximizing your life and experience. I am going to list some of them so that you can use these almost loopholes to your advantage and for the betterment of the world. The first mechanism of living more is having and recalling your memories, and it is exactly what this book talks about. Because contrary to what we may think, our memories aren't as fixed, and even if they are fixed, they are often incorrect. But the consequence of this is that every time you remember something from your life, then you automatically live it for the second time, and most of the times you live it differently than it actually was. Honestly, I think this book is really great, so I really do not want to share all the ideas. I think you should go and read the book yourself, but I'd say that this is the main takeaway. And this conclusion is deeply intertwined with all the following tips and the points I have. The second point is dreaming, because as with memories, it doesn't really matter whether it is real or not. So whether you're just dreaming unconsciously or you're lucid dreaming, you still get the experience. And you can maximize this by writing down your memories so that you can better your recall. The third tip is consuming life-related and usually story-based content. And I mean books, films, music, etc. It might even be video games, but it just depends on the level of engagement. So here again, the fiction doesn't really make any difference because you still experience these emotions as if you were in those stories, or more or less so. The fourth point is having eras of your life, and I generally think that it comes naturally. I'd say that here you should just learn to recognize and welcome some different eras in and out of your life. And I'd say the way of defining those eras is by identifying your hobbies, interests, or environments. My fifth point is only committing to the things that matter to you most, but being wholeheartedly devoted to them, and often really invested. All this is to say that you should be intentional about how you spend your time and the mundane things that might actually steal your time. Obviously, life isn't the simplest thing, so there can be many dilemmas that you face, and ideally you choose something that you are really passionate about, or at least something that you think that would benefit you. And while the latter point implies this, I still see the need to say that it's better for you to spend less time online watching something that doesn't even matter to you, or just consuming content from the point of being stuck, etc. My seventh point is that you should see more people in your life. Remember that you aren't necessarily better than them, but you shouldn't fear their rejection either. You have a lot to learn from other people, and they also have a lot to learn from you. My eighth point is to focus on creating more and consuming less. Because even from the simplest perspective, you engage a lot more when you are actually doing something yourself, and therefore when you are engaged, you have much more experiences and memories. So for example, in my life, I didn't just watch another video, but I tried to create something myself, and on my way I found this stick. I wanted to have something to attach my microphone to, and so I am holding this stick. And if you have ever done a school project, which I'm sure you have certainly observed the fact that you learn a lot more while doing it than on lectures or some other classes when you are just listening passively. My ninth point is the possibility of choosing some career paths that generally tend to provide a better understanding of different lifetimes and different lifestyles, such as acting or writing, etc. So as a wrap up on this video, the idea and the goal of it isn't to make you live to the point of fatigue, isn't to make you bent on having as much experience as possible, because it isn't healthy. Just as it isn't healthy to live and have the experience as if you have never gotten up from your couch. Some time is surely meant to be wasted, and some time is required for physical restoration. But the modern world presents us the opportunity of having experienced many things and many lifestyles, and I do think that we should be open-minded towards that and understand that having lived through some events basically provides us with a lot of knowledge that can be applied to make our lives better in the long run. So I certainly feel like I have spilled some powerful wisdom today. And if you have watched till the end, please comment your thoughts, because I honestly think that it is interesting and it is quite an important subject. So now the video is officially ended, but if you want to stay around, you can. While I was working here, I heard a foreigner, talking to his companion about Ukraine, about something that he wanted to show, and about how cool Ukraine was. And honestly, like this probably was the best moment for today, because I think it's so heartwarming for me. And every time I see people coming here, it is such a nice feeling, because honestly, I'd say that there weren't many tourists before the full-scale invasion, and I think that Ukraine does deserve to have that, and I think it's very validating too. But this really did make my day, and I'm really glad that so many different people come here. And so if you want to come to Ukraine, I can give you some tips. But of course, if you can stay safe, then do just this. And I hope you live a good and a long life, and hopefully the tips I have given can be helpful. So thank you very much for watching. I'd really appreciate if you comment and subscribe. So have an awesome day. Cannot even flip the page now. I didn't think that it can ever be called flipping. So, yep. Goodbye.